A baboon heart was once transplanted into a baby, an event that triggered huge controversy. Many people saw it as an evil act, labeling the lead surgeon a modern-day Frankenstein, a mad scientist who created a monster. Yet this incident unexpectedly had far-reaching consequences, changing the lives of many people. It started on October 14th, 1984, when a baby girl named Baby Faye was born in Southern California. Faye was not well. She was noticeably weak. An ultrasound confirmed she had congenital hypoplastic left heart syndrome. She was facing imminent death from acute heart failure, with doctors predicting she would live only about 10 days at most. Suddenly, a call from Loma Linda University Medical Center offered a glimmer of hope to Faye's mother, Teresa. At the time, Loma Linda wasn't a top-tier U.S. medical school, but they pledged to do everything possible to save baby Faye. The only option to save her was a heart transplant. However, Loma Linda searched hospitals nationwide and found no donated infant hearts, let alone one that matched Faye's blood type. Lead surgeon Dr. Leonard Bailey proposed a shocking solution, transplanting a baboon heart into baby Faye. This bold proposal caused an uproar. Why? First, there were ethical issues. If the surgery worked, would Faye be considered human or animal? She would be human with an animal's heart. No one had an answer. Second, would the animal and human genes mix? Would Faye gradually baboonify? Again, no one knew. Third, animal rights groups argued that animal life is also valuable. Did humans have the right to take a baboon's life to save a life considered superior? That question was also unanswered. Dr. Leonard Bailey was born in Maryland in 1942 and earned his MD from Loma Linda University in 1969. As a cardiothoracic surgeon, he had seen too many newborns die from congenital heart defects. In 1976, Dr. Bailey returned to teach at Loma Linda because the university agreed to support the xenotransplantation experiment he had designed. Xenotransplantation is basically performing heart transplants between different animal species. Interestingly, Loma Linda is a Christian university. While committed to research, it also required adherence to the church's theological ethics. Yet this church school went further than any other medical university in the U.S., backing Dr. Bailey in performing over 200 transplant experiments on young animals. It was unprecedented at the time. With little time left for baby Faye, her mother Teresa agreed to the xenotransplant out of unconditional love. The surgery took place on October 26th. As the first human infant xenotransplant, it drew intense scrutiny from the entire U.S. medical community. The media provided continuous coverage. Dr. Bailey and his team worked tirelessly through the orthotopic transplant and aortic arch reconstruction. Everyone held their breath, waiting for a response. After a moment, the EKG finally registered a beat. The baboon heart was working inside baby Faye. The news made headlines. It was reported across all mainstream U.S. media and was the second biggest national story that year, only surpassed by Reagan's re-election. Baby Faye's transplant ignited the public imagination. The prospect of using animal organs to extend human life suddenly seemed close. However, that optimism lasted only 10 days before the situation quickly worsened. On November 6th, Faye's appetite dropped, and she had mild shortness of breath. By the 9th, her heart function showed significant deterioration. Loma Linda immediately contacted hospitals across the country, urgently asking for a donated infant heart for a potential second transplant. None were found. On November 12th, baby Faye showed signs of transplant rejection. By the 15th, she developed complete heart block. At 9 p.m., baby Faye stopped breathing. Her life had ended. Dr. Bailey stayed by her side day and night. Loma Linda formed a massive expert team, but they were helpless. Experts were unsure what caused the rejection. The baboon heart had failed to save baby Faye, only extending her life by 21 days. Public opinion immediately turned hostile. Accusations against Dr. Bailey were relentless. People called him an evil doctor who sacrificed a life for a reckless experiment. Since 5 Loma Linda board members had approved the xenotransplant, the university was also attacked. Critics pointed out Loma Linda wasn't a good medical school, having never ranked in the top 200 U.S. university rankings. Threatening phone calls and hate mail were constant. The local police even had to assign officers to protect Dr. Bailey and his family. To address the rumors, Dr. Bailey held a press conference, explaining the surgery's motives and process in detail. He insisted that the experience gained was valuable. Thanks to the courage of Faye and her parents, future infants with heart disease would be saved. The main question people asked was, why a baboon heart? The simple answer was, there was no human heart. And why no human heart? Because society had not yet realized that organ donation could save lives. 1 year after baby Faye's passing, Dr. Bailey performed his next pediatric heart transplant. This time, he used a human heart, and the surgery was a great success. That boy, baby Moses, was Dr. Bailey's first successful human heart transplant patient, and he went on to live a happy life for 29 years. Dr. Bailey continued his work. By 1991, 6 years after the baby Faye procedure, he had performed heart transplants on a total of 100 children. In September 1994, it was noted that 18 children who had received transplants from Dr. Bailey were in the hospital's infant ward at the same time. To commemorate his busiest month, they were gathered for a treasured group photo with Dr. Bailey. By 1998, 14 years after the Baby Faye incident, the public began to re-evaluate Dr. Bailey's work. That year, a newborn girl named Hannah Green was born with a congenital heart defect. Just like Faye, Hannah was rapidly deteriorating. On Hannah's 100th day, her parents received a call from Loma Linda. The parents of a brain-dead newborn had agreed to donate their child's heart. Hannah's parents were overjoyed. The media hailed the emotional donation as the most loving gift in the world. The small heart was flown via chartered jet to Los Angeles and then rushed by special vehicle to Loma Linda. Dr. Bailey successfully performed the surgery on baby Hannah. The importance of organ and tissue donation became widely recognized. Dr. Bailey devoted his life to infant heart transplants. He passed away in 2019 from throat cancer at 76. Over 42 years at Loma Linda Hospital, he saved 375 children's lives. These children grew up to have healthy lives, and some even became doctors. Dr. Bailey never performed another xenotransplant. The famous Baby Faye case from 1984 remains a subject of great debate today. Did Dr. Bailey make the right choice? That question is still unanswered. However, the massive public discussion ignited by the Baboon heart transplant unexpectedly increased awareness and acceptance of organ and tissue donation. Since then, more and more people have chosen to be organ donors after death, calling it the most loving gift in the world. As Dr. Bailey noted, Baby Faye's surgery provided Loma Linda Medical School with invaluable experience. All the subsequent success the hospital achieved originated from this single failed procedure. The Loma Linda board showed immense courage. They were open-minded and willing to take risks. 30 years later, this church hospital became a globally leading center for infant heart transplantation. In his final years, many of the children Dr. Bailey had given new hearts to were grown. They sent him sincere, handwritten cards expressing their thanks. What greater honor could a doctor receive than those heartfelt words? They were the highest possible tribute to his life's work.